Aloha, Happy New Year, and welcome to my backyard container garden. Here I am on the island of Kauai, and it is New Year's Day, and here we are in my backyard. I rent, and I love gardening, but my landlord says I can't put anything in the ground, so everything's got to be in containers. I've only got a little area around the backyard to utilize, and most of it's pretty shady most of the day. The best sunny area that I have gets about 4 to 5 hours of direct sunlight, but most of it's in the 2 to 4 hour range. Here in this bed under the tree, I've got some bok choy. I've got some tatsoi. That was a little Hawaiian chili pepper that we were looking at there. And here you can see the bed full of tatsoi, which is another Japanese green. Similar to bok choy, but smaller leaf and bunches up. Some lemon basil, other basil, different types of herbs all mixed in here under the plumeria tree. And then over here, we've got some other little Thai chili peppers. I like to use a lot of different chilies in my cooking, so that's nice. In this bed that's tucked in between the stairs and the deck, we've got some melons. That's some Chanterelle melon, which is the original cantaloupe, and some more little tomato seedlings come up. My last one got tomato mosaic virus, so I had to pull them out. That's some longevity spinach in the pot. And these are two types of Korean squash. The one on the left is round, kind of like an avocado, and the one on the right that's still small is going to be about the size and shape of a traditional zucchini. Although these are in the gourd family, when you pick them young, the skin is tender, and these are supposed to be better tasting than traditional zucchini squash. So excited to have a zucchini that grows up the vine. Looking forward to trying these. Just got the very first couple of fruit to set. Took a little while for the male flowers to get going on these. I guess that's the case with early varieties of squash, is that they'll set a lot of females before they set males. So as long as I get lots of fruit, it's all good, I reckon. So there you can see one of the few precious male flowers that's coming out. And then here in this grow bucket, I've got cherry tomatoes. The idea is for them to go up the string. I'm using the tomato clips, and then have them trellis across the banister there, the rail on the deck. You can see the other grow bucket here. I've already got some tomatoes going. I had to replant the other bucket because that tomato also got some of the tomato mosaic virus that came in. Here you can see it looks like a little early blight. I've pulled a few leaves off already. In general, I like to keep my plants trimmed up for about the first foot and a half, as it reduces introduction of mildew and other viruses and fungi that you don't want on your plants. But here you can see they're doing well. I've got strings strung across. I'll be using the tomato clips to support all the branches as they go out, and we should have a nice big tomato arch. So here in this bed with the 10-foot tall trellis, I used the 1/2-inch electrical conduit and the panels with the foundation wire panel caging that's all zip tied together, and then the bars themselves, the poles, slip right over rebar. Here I've got cucumbers, another cherry tomato going up the trellis, so we'll mix it in a little bit. Of course, there's the watering hole. So all three of these vertical beds are 1 foot wide, 1 foot tall, and 7 foot long, and they're all got cucumbers on them. Back over there you can see my building rubbish pile, another bed that I've got to redo. I get a lot of problem with the tree roots here, so I've had to pull all the beds up and plank the bottoms over to keep the tree roots out. Back here you can see I got a little compost area underneath the massive banyan tree that we've got here, and I'm using the 3-bin system with pallets and chicken wire. Works real good. Screw it together. This is a bin of pretty much finished compost. I can start pulling from here at any time. There's still a little bit of stuff to compost and break down, but it's pretty good. I use the screener, and out comes, of course, beautifully sifted and sorted compost that you can put right in the garden. Great for building up your beds and adding soil fertility. So this is a pile of leaves and grass. I have not watered it and really set it cooking yet because I need to get more grass and mix it in. So this is more of a storage than it is active compost. You can see all the leaves that I get from the banyan tree. This is about, gosh, maybe a week's worth or so. It builds up pretty quick this time of year. It's a big tree. Get lots of birds in it. So the extra bird manure used to be a pain, now it's kind of a handy thing. Lots of leaves. So coming around to the backyard again, we'll go up to the deck. And here you can see the bucket brigades. There's the back side of the Korean squash. And so here I've got some buckets going on. These grow buckets, it's 2 buckets, one inside the other. The top bucket has some holes so that the water that's in the well of the 2 buckets can wick up, and these are self-watering buckets. I've got a little video you can check out on my channel about them. By growing the yellow squash or zucchini squash vertically, you do get to avoid a lot of the mildew and other diseases that you'll get when they're growing on the ground. The fruit are also nice and straight. I have these poles screwed into the back of the buckets, and then I just use little strings, little twine to tie them onto the pole. There's little screws in the back. Now this one I think got over fertilized. It looks like the growth tip may have perished. I'm going to give it a little bit of time and see if it can sort itself out, but maybe the end for that one. So those are both yellow squash. These are some green regular zucchinis that I've started. You can see there's an extra one there to fill in the pot that we just saw in case that growth tip is dead on that other one. On this one here. Then we'll plant that replacement. So always good to keep planting. That's one of the answers to disease and other issues that you get with your plants, is just to keep planting. Keep planting, keep planting, keep experimenting. So then in the rest of these buckets, I've got a combination of different types of cucumbers and then also long beans. So long beans are like regular green beans. They're just a lot longer and they're delicious. And I've got 3 different types, green, yellow, and purple, all planted together in this one area. I'm doing 3 to 4 bean plants per pot. It's a little over a cubic foot in soil. And again, they're self-watering. Here's cucumbers. I've got a tomato there. And so that'll come up nicely in the middle of all these cucumbers. But as you can tell, I love cucumbers. These are all different Japanese varieties of cucumbers. They're all about an inch in diameter and about a foot long, although I do have a variety that grows almost 2 foot long. And these will all go up the trellises. So I'm hoping in the next 2 months, as I've done on my previous plantings, they will run up the trellises, we'll have fruit hanging, and everybody will be happy. So that's an update for you on my garden here on the 1st of January 2018. Aloha.